Okay, let's go ahead and we'll talk about Antony Blinken. This was a big story we wanted to cover earlier. Obviously, there's been a lot going on, but it's still very important. We will recall that letter that was orchestrated by the Biden campaign, which we found out a little while ago, that came out during the 2020 election, in which multiple former members of the CIA, the FBI, the intelligence community came out and said that the Hunter Biden laptop had all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. This was a signed letter that was then distributed to the press. It was then reported by the press, specifically Politico and several other outlets that spread it out there. The idea that the true Hunter Biden laptop was in some way Russian propaganda, ergo why NPR and other outlets did not need to cover said Hunter Biden laptop. What we now know, though, via a release from the House Judiciary Committee and Fox News, let's go and put this up there on the screen, is that the Biden campaign, and specifically now Secretary of State Antony Blinken, actually played a role in the inception of that public statement, soliciting and organizing former CIA intelligence officials and others to sign this letter, 51 former intelligence officers that falsely discredited the New York Post story and, at the very least, influenced the way that the public thought about what undeniably was a story. Now, it was the most important story, was the most important issue of the country? No, but I mean, it did certainly show corruption at the highest level for the president's son and possibly links that remain to be investigated around President Biden and his own financial connection to his son, who certainly was going through personal struggles, but the personal struggles aren't the point. The exploitation of the Biden name to print hundreds of thousands of dollars a month is the actual point of the story. Now, you put that all together, and you are seeing, basically, this is the equivalent of, like, if Hillary had won the presidency and the guy who organized the Steele dossier became one of the most powerful people in the United States.
Secretary of State.
Yeah, the Secretary of State. Let's put this up there on the screen. And, you know, now the State Department says they have no comment, zero comment on arranging the spies who lie letter. They're just simply leaving and letting it just completely go by the wayside. I mean, I think this is totally crazy because, again, this is not even a deniable fact. This ex-CIA director, Michael Morell, testified to the House Judiciary Committee straight up that Antony Blinken was the person who organized this. This isn't, you know, like, it's straight from the horse's mouth, one of the people who signed the letter, who also happened to work for President Obama, just so people know. And also, coincidentally, was the guy who briefed Bush about 9/11 on the day of 9/11, which is pretty crazy. So you put that all together, you got a deep state ghoul who has been deep inside the system for a long time, who was one of these people he is even throwing Antony Blinken under the bus. And the State Department, Krystal, has no comment. I mean, we're not saying it's the most important story, but it's a media story in that the only person who asks are the New York Post and Fox News.
Yeah.
They're the only people who cover this. This is not even partisan. This is just straight up insanity. I mean, you're organizing a false letter. You need to apologize. You need to explain to people, why did you do that? What about now? Do you stand by that letter? What were you doing in your capacity as then chief foreign policy advisor to the Joe Biden campaign?
I think the thing that bothers me the most is they feel no shame about it.
Yeah.
They don't feel pressure to even have to comment about it, certainly not to apologize about it, because they know that the media won't cover it. That'll only get picked up in right-leaning news outlets. It'll be all fed through like a partisan lens to the extent that the MSNBC or New York Times world even knows that any of this is happening, which is probably they don't know about it at all. And so, yeah, they get caught red-handed, and they don't even feel a sense of shame to have to say a word about it. That's what maybe bothers me the most about this whole thing. And it didn't take a rocket scientist at the time. It was so obvious that this was all total and complete bullshit. They didn't offer any evidence that this was quote-unquote Russian disinformation. Bears all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. Oh, really? Okay, well, give me some proof. I don't need hallmarks. I don't need a Christmas card. I need some proof. And to the contrary, what we really had from the Biden campaign was effectively an admission, because they didn't deny that the contents were real. They didn't offer to the press even a single email, a photo, or anything that had been altered. It was very clear that this, overwhelmingly, more likely than not, was legitimately his laptop, and that it got obtained through sketchy circumstances. Who cares? Who cares? all kinds of journalistically relevant information comes from sketchy sources. That does not matter.
3 hours into it, I knew it was true. You know why? Because they hadn't denied it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's like,
was that obvious.
if somebody put something out and said, this came for your laptop, it wasn't for my laptop, I'd be like, that's not for my laptop. If it was for my laptop, I'd probably just be like, yeah, you got me. It's for my laptop. But, you know, it's like, but what he decided to do was just stay completely silent. That's it. Three hours in, it was over. It was like, okay, it's obviously real. It does not take a genius to figure out.
And by the way, the rest of the media knows how this works too.
Yeah.
They're not
Obviously.
stupid. They're not stupid. They deal with this more than we do.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to get, you know, things confirmed or whatever. And if the government officials don't immediately wave you off and give you like, no, here is proof that this is not accurate, then it's probably true. Probably true. Now, can you like definitively run with it and say conclusively 100%? No. But can you in your mind be like, yeah, that thing is probably true? Yes.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And then you can say, well, he didn't deny it. A laptop purporting to belong to Hunter Biden, of which he has no comment on. You decide what exactly it means for that. Anyway.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.